Hey YouTube, wanted to come at you with a quick video here regarding Kohler engines and walkers, and if your motor is burning a lot of oil. A lot of times guys go to the worst case scenario and start thinking, blown head gasket or other issues. Maybe you got a bad leak. But if you don't see any leaks, and this is not the engine that we had an issue with, this is a walker that the final drives and the hydros are out on that we need to replace. But what I wanted to show everyone, and this goes for any air-cooled engine. The problem we had is the guys would come to the shop at the end of the day and they blow off the machines, and they do a fairly good job of blowing things off. But the problem is these Kohler engines down in here, they cover everything with this, with these covers, and your heads sit right in here. This is an air-cooled engine, and anything that's air-cooled and has fins needs air to cool itself and operate properly. And we had just debris and grass packed in here so badly that they were even sticking the air wand in here and blowing, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't getting enough of the dirt and grass off the heads, and it was overheating and using oil. And this particular engine, not this one we're looking at, but this other engine had less than 200 hours of use from a new engine. So lessons here: first of all, you need to get that air wand down in here into every one of these little gaps, every hole. You got to come in from the sides, you got to come in from underneath, lay down on your side and blow up through. You got to get those heads cleaned off. And then the other lesson is you need to power wash these things once in a while. You got to be careful with the hydros with pressure washing. It says right on there, don't pressure wash. Obviously you want to be careful there, but when it comes to this, get that pressure washer in here. Be sure the engine's cool. Don't ever mixing really hot and cold things is never a good idea. So wait for the engine to be cooled off, and you got to spray down in here. You got to really clean these head baffles, and you can't even see them. And the sides covered too, you can't see in there. But trust me when I tell you, you'd be amazed at the amount of crap that will come out of these engines. And it's one of these Kohler design things, and I'm not a huge fan of Kohler engines in general, but the design here is poor because you're just begging for debris to get trapped in there. And I don't even know how well it cools anyway with all this shielding, but you got to clean those out. Clean them good. At the end of the day, when you blow these things out, blow them 2, 3, 4 times. Be sure you're getting as much debris out of there as you can. Occasionally you'll mow over wet grass, and that's what's going to cause a lot of problems, because when that gets in there and dries, it's going to turn into cement against that hot head. And so really get down in these valleys, spray. This is another air-cooled item, this rectifier. Anything that has any type of a baffle, an aluminum baffle like this is air-cooled. You've got to be sure there's air getting clear into these baffles. This is what cools the engine. Same with the hydrostats. These are all air-cooled. They tell you not to pressure wash those. Those don't get as clogged as badly, and that's fine. I think when you're pressure washing, if you could always put some cling wrap or something over the top of these. Just try to avoid obviously getting any liquid into your hydros and blowing the seals out on these guys. But you got to clean these things out really, really well. And if you're burning oil and you can't figure out why, don't go ripping heads off of things and doing a bunch of work that's unnecessary. Clean the machine really, really well. Take it back out. You'd be amazed. We were going through 2 quarts a day, and for 1 week we were just going through a ton of oil, and I got in with a pressure washer and pressure washed the heck out of it. And the summertime heat hasn't affected it very much, thankfully. So it's we're barely using any oil in really hot climates. So just a little pointer to you guys that are new to air-cooled stuff, or having this issue where you're burning oil, try this first. If that doesn't work, maybe you've got bigger issues and you can go tearing into an engine. But clean it, blow it out, pressure wash it once in a while, especially after a rainy day, mowing wet grass. Blow down in here too, into these honeycomb covers down here. It's super important. I mean, this is all part of the cooling of the machine. So anyway, feel free to ask any questions or comment. Thank you for watching.